2020 Infiniti QX50 LUXE would make a fantastic luxury crossover for somebody, whoever it may be. This particular one is front-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive is standard on the QX50. Intelligent all-wheel drive is optional. Most of the QX50s you find above the snow belt are going to be all-wheel drive. This one originated in Texas, which is not surprisingly why it's front-wheel drive. Why would you want front-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive? Well, all-wheel drive definitely does better in wet, slippery conditions. If you're driving in the snow, that's a big help too. But here in the greater Puget Sound area, we don't have a lot of snow. It's a pretty mild climate, so most people will do perfectly fine with just front-wheel drive. I mean, obviously, if you drive in the snow a lot, you know, you probably want to look at an all-wheel drive one, but a front-wheel drive one will comparatively be a lower price point than an all-wheel drive one. You'll have less maintenance costs because you don't have to worry about servicing the all-wheel drive system, and you'll get a little bit better fuel efficiency without the drag of the all-wheel drive system. The front-wheel drive version of the QX50 gets slightly better gas mileage. You have the weight of the engine over the front wheels. You have a great traction stability control system, so it still will do okay in wet, slippery conditions, and it will still do okay in the snow, just not as good as all-wheel drive. This particular one is a clean Carfax vehicle. Looks like pretty much regular service history since new. That information's on the Carfax report. On top of that, it has been serviced and checked by our Infiniti certified techs. 2020 is a great year for the QX50 because in 2019 it got a complete redesign. For 2020 they did update the infotainment system of a crisper, higher resolution display and the addition of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So even though this particular one does not have navigation, with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can have navigation on your phone and project it right on the screen. So the top screen is for, you know, whatever you want to display from your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, radio information, parking camera. The bottom screen is a tablet-like interface for vehicle settings and apps. You can make changes to the drivetrain. You can make changes to the driver's assistance features. We have a vehicle dynamic control, which ties the stability and traction control system together. You can shut the system on or off. You have a blind spot warning. We have a lane departure warning, and we have a forward collision warning and backward collision warning. We also have a drive mode selector here. That will make changes to transmission shift points, changes to throttle sensitivity, steering effort. You can also access that through here. Drill down a little bit deeper. You can make changes to the engine, Sport, Eco, or Standard. Changes to the steering. Active trace control, brakes individual wheels to help the vehicle rotate better through the corners. You can shut that system on or off. Since this has a variable compression engine, this has active engine braking. So active engine braking, when you use the lower gears, it will actually use compression braking to slow the vehicle down. So with more engine braking, you'll use your actual brakes less, so that can help extend brake life a little bit. We have a heated seats, big panoramic moonroof that opens, and a power sunshade to dim things down. If it gets too bright, we'll leave that open. Nice leatherette interior, leatherette steering wheel. You do have steering wheel paddle shifter, so you can take control of the gears for sportier driving. Really nice color combination in silver on graphite leatherette. Being a compact, it's just the right size for maneuvering and driving in an urban and city environment. You have plenty of space in the second row. Second row seats, they slide back and forth. They also recline, making it very comfortable back here for the rear seat occupants. You have a big panoramic roof, which benefits all rows of seats, allowing lots of natural ambient light inside the interior. Also have a power lift gate. That was a new feature in the QX50 for 2019. Some people who are shorter in stature have a hard time reaching up to pull the tailgate down, so having that power lift gate is a nice feature. The rear seats, of course, fold down fairly flat. A little bit extra cargo space under there. The QX50 has a beautiful curvaceous body, very easy in the eye. The front end styling is very nice too, kind of reminiscent of our Q50 and Q60 sedan and coupe. Very beautiful vehicles. For an engine, we have some amazing technology in the engine compartment. This is Infiniti's variable compression turbocharged engine. Infiniti has been working on the variable compression engine technology for over 20 years. The QX50 is the first production vehicle where we've seen it. We've also seen it on a few other Nissan products. Nissan's part of the Infiniti family. So what's significant about this engine is it's able to mechanically change the compression ratio on the fly. So for instance, if you're just kind of doing easy desert driving, you don't need all the power, it'll put the engine to a 14:1 compression ratio, which will maximize fuel efficiency. But maybe you're getting a little bit more aggressive on the throttle, you're doing some performance driving, the car can tell. It'll quickly change that compression ratio to an 8:1 compression ratio, which will give you maximum horsepower, 268 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. So it actually makes more torque than the naturally aspirated V6 it replaces, even though this engine's a lot smaller, and it's much more fuel efficient. Well, there you have it, one beautiful 2020 QX50 LUXE front-wheel drive. Thanks for watching the video, and have a wonderful day.